Hello once more. Thank you for watching my video. This video is all about others. Are there others? Others. Oh. Are there others? Specifically, if you've gone through guidance and you've realised that there's no self, there's no inherent self. Okay, well that's one side, the self. How about others, which is a comparison to the self, other people? How do we address that? Are there others or are there not others? Okay, well let's go into that. Hopefully you'll have been guided, and you'll have guided to realise that the thought, idea, concept, I, me, the self, doesn't point to anything inherently real. It's just a concept. That's all it is. So, when we come to address others, what can we say about those? Well, in a way, we could say they're also conceptual. We have an idea, a belief about a self, and an idea about a belief about another person who is other to the self. And that's one way to consider it. But let's go into a bit further than that. So I want to initially draw your attention to some errors that people can make and why those errors are being made. Now, there are a couple of groups on the internet who do this sort of guiding, and they will insist upon certain things which will not help. So the first insistence is there are no others at all. Others do not exist. Now this is nihilism. It's a belief. It's a nihilistic belief. This will not assist, and it's also incorrect, because despite what you may say, despite what you may believe, conventional life still goes on. You cannot live a normal conventional life believing that other people don't exist. It's just not going to work. Okay. And another error that's being made is the suggestion there are no others, others do not exist, there is only me, or there is only you. That's all there is. Others do not exist, only you exists. Now that's solipsism. That is a position of solipsism. It's a solipsistic belief. And again, as I just said before, conventional life still goes on. Nothing changes. You still have to live your life. You cannot live a conventional life believing others don't exist and you are the only thing that exists. It's not going to work. You can't live life like that. So how can we fully address this question? Well, I would suggest to you that rather than the consideration or the question, are there others or are there not others? Do others exist or don't they exist? Which is a logical kind of mental game, if you like, a position of belief. I would suggest to you it's better to concentrate on how others exist. How do others, other people, exist? In what form? In what is their nature? Okay. Now I'll address this in two ways. First of all, I'll address it in the context of Advaita, which is a spiritual tradition that uses a universal idea of awareness or consciousness, where I'll call it awareness for this video, same sort of thing, that is all-encompassing. All there is awareness. Awareness is consciousness. Although they don't grasp onto it and hold it as a new belief, it's just a position. It could even be a temporary position, which will allow them to look into things and examine things and get some realizations. Okay, so from that position, all there is awareness. What are others? What is their nature? Well, from that position, we could say others are also awareness. But perhaps even better, others, other people, are arisings in awareness. That's what they are. That's how they exist. And within Advaita, again, they do not exist, as we normally think they do, as inherently existing separate beings. That's within Advaita. Within the Buddhist tradition of emptiness, which is the one I follow, and which is the one most of my videos are kind of geared towards, what are others? And as I've mentioned, we realise that there is no inherent self, but there is a conceptual self, obviously. Else we wouldn't be able to speak about the self if there wasn't a conceptual self. So from that position, we know that there is a conceptual self, and therefore we know there are conceptually, within the conceptual framework of the world, there are other people. Others are a concept. They do not exist as independent, permanent, solid, separate entities, as we normally think that they do, and that is the error that we make. The final thing I would say about this is, what I've just described is a mental position for understanding, so you can grasp mentally what others are. So you have an understanding of how to address the issue of others. But you can also realize this experientially. You can experientially realize that others, other people, are not separate, permanent, solid individuals out there compared to a self here. You can experientially realize that. Or, more specifically, you can look through and realize the illusion that is being created by the mental faculties, which gives the impression that there are other separate people. So again, from that, just to go in on a bit further, it is not that there are no other separate people. It is the suggestion that there are other separate people is from the mind. It's mentally created. And that can be experientially realized, as well as hopefully mentally realized, as I've described in this video. Well, I hope you gained something from that. Unfortunately, when I was guided, I landed in an awkward nihilistic position. I couldn't make head nor tails of other people. But hopefully you'll have grasped that. But again, if you have any questions, even if you disagree with what I've said, I want to hear, because I'm not perfect. I'm always willing to learn and listen to other people's opinions. Write a comment, please do. Click like, click subscribe. Thank you very much once more for watching the video. See you in the next one. Bye for now.